What is RoyalWise? Well, let me cover that real quick. We are computer software training and support, and we specialize in QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Office products, and all things Apple. That's kind of our niche. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start off and let Alicia tell you about something really exciting she's got going on in her world.
So one of the things that I've been doing this holiday season is I started a scholarship fundraiser for our local Woodard group. And if you're not familiar with Woodard, the Woodard Network or the Woodard Alliance is an organization started by Joe Woodard, and it's a national organization for accounting and bookkeeping training. And they have local chapters all over the country. And we have in Portland one of the best Woodard groups, and we are literally one of the best. We have awards to show it. And we're led by the ferocious, fearless, wonderful Jennifer Diamond. And we decided that we wanted to find a way to spread the word about what we do out in the bookkeeping community inside Portland, and also level the playing field and create opportunities for people. And so we are starting a scholarship for BIPOC, Black, Indigenous people of color, to be able to join not just our group, but the Woodard Alliance in general. And so if that sounds inspirational to you, we will post a link down in the chat, and we would love for you to donate. Even just a few dollars will help. And, we want to be able to create educational opportunities for bookkeepers who are entry level or struggling, and bring some diversity to the field.
Well, that's super exciting.
Thank you.
That's great. And so what does the scholarship involve? What do they get?
So the recipients are going to get a scholarship to the Woodard Alliance, and then depending on how much money we raise and how many people apply for it, either we'll be able to give scholarships to several people, which is what I'm hoping for, or maybe even be able to bring people to the national conference at Scaling New Heights in June. So the more people donate, the more we can bring people to Scaling New Heights as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. And then for the people who donate, we're also going to be able to give you some educational opportunities as well. Everything from free copies of my book to classes on our website, and either it's training that you can use for yourself or you can regift it as well.
Training? Free training? That sounds like a great Christmas present.
Isn't it?
Well, let's talk about that real quick, just in case you're kind of new to RoyalWise. One of the big things we do here at RoyalWise is we are still doing live classes, but we're doing them in a webinar setting. We're used to being in a classroom, but of course we can't do that right now. So we're doing live webinars. I do mine mainly on Friday. We call it Join Jamie Fridays. Alicia does her QuickBooks trainings.
Webinar Wednesdays.
Webinar Wednesdays, very good. But one of the unique things about RoyalWise is that we actually record everything we do, and then we publish those on demand on our website. So if you come take a class with us, you'll get a video copy of that class, and that's accessible for life. You can go and rewatch that class as many times as you want. And if we do the class again next year, we actually refresh your content. And so you'll even get new content in that class that you already took when we redo that class. Yep. And also everything we've ever done is on demand, live, and available on our website. So you can go and pick and choose a class. If it's not happening for a month or two and you don't want to wait for it, you could go ahead and buy the on-demand version and just watch it right then and there.
You know what's funny? Now that most software is going to subscription-based, the new term for buy it once is now called lifetime access.
Ooh,
that's the new buzzword.
That's pretty fancy. I love it. Well, I want to talk a little bit about some Apple stuff going on. Of course, Apple has been just going wild with putting out new products. Normally we have one big event in the fall to let us know what the new arrivals are or what the new things coming out. This year we had 3 events. They had so much stuff that we had 3 events. A couple things I want to just bring up, of course, is the iPhone 12 has come out, the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 12 Max, Pro Max. This is one of the most extraordinary camera experiences I think I've ever seen. The Pro Max camera is top notch. It's got an amazing sensor on it for night view, and the pictures that it takes at night and with light, especially now with Christmas lights and people going to do the drive-through Christmas lights, the photos that are coming out of these new phones
gorgeous,
are absolutely amazing. And so it is Christmas season. A lot of people are getting new phones. Well, we're here for you. So if you're getting a new phone and you don't know how to transfer your data, if you're not sure, if you used to have a home button and now you don't, we're here to help you. So you could always take my iPhone, iPad, all the basics class, or also you could just give us a call or shoot us an email and set up a one-to-one. We'd be happy to help you do all that kind of stuff. The other thing that has happened that is amazing, you got something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I have an iPhone 10. I want an iPhone 12.
You want to... Shh. gosh.
Oh, wait.
Maybe Santa will be nice to you this year.
I've been a good girl.
And the other big news out of Apple is that they are actually stepping away from using Intel processors, and they've created their own what's called Apple Silicon, and it's the M1 chip. So they are actually putting together their own processor for their laptops and their desktops and stuff like that. Now, right now, there's only 3 products that have the M1 chip. That's going to be the new Mac Mini that just came out, the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and the MacBook Air. The thing about this processor that is absolutely amazing is we're used to having maybe like a quad-core processor, a dual-core processor. This processor has 32 cores in it. So there are 8 GPUs, 8 CPUs, and 16 cores inside the neural engine. So we actually have a 32-core processor with what they call unified memory. And so the 8 gigs or the 16 gigabytes of RAM, random access memory, is actually unified and built into the chip. So everything you do, nothing has to go through a motherboard or a logic board. The processor, the GPU, the CPU, the neural engine, and the memory are all connected. Basically, they say these computers are twice as fast as on even the newest MacBook Air can challenge the old MacBook Pros. Really, it saves energy, right? Your battery lasts longer, and it's really super fast. I have managed to touch a couple of these. We've ordered a couple for clients, and they're amazing. And with the new operating system, Big Sur, it really hums along really nicely. Only caveat, I'm going to do a little bit of training here just so that you know, is that some of the software, of course, may or may not work with the new processor, and you're going to need to install Rosetta 2. That's what we used when we moved from PowerPC processors to Intel processors back in the Snow Leopard days when we moved to Lion. Now Rosetta 2 is here to help us move into this from the Intel processors to the M1 processors. But for certain apps, I'm going to use Google Chrome as an example. Google Chrome has actually already published their M1 friendly version of Google Chrome. And so if you want to, you can delete the version of Google Chrome you have when you go to Big Sur, when you get this new laptop, and then go back to the Google Chrome download page, and it will ask you, do you want the M1 version or do you want the Intel processor version?
Fancy.
Right? So now all of a sudden, if we do get a new M1 chip laptop, we need to think about the software that we have, and is there an M1 friendly version of that software to replace the software we're using, so we're optimizing this new power. And I'm telling you, I'm excited about this power.
Is that going to cause some issues like when you upgrade to a new operating system and then your old software doesn't work, or is it more just taking advantage of the chip?
Well, we had that problem when we moved to Catalina. So
Right.
It was moving into the Catalina world or the 1015 world when 32-bit apps aren't supported anymore and only 64-bit apps.
Right.
Now
Like
that's
all of a sudden, a couple different versions of QuickBooks didn't work, and everybody had to go get new QuickBooks.
Or any old version of Microsoft Office 2011 stopped working, and all of a sudden, what do you mean I need the 2019 version of it? So Catalina was the jump really where software dropped off, and now we had to make sure we were using 64-bit apps. But moving into Big Sur, that's not an issue because if you've already gone to Catalina, you've already dealt with it. But with the M1 processor chip, the old version of Chrome will work with Rosetta 2 in place, but you're not taking advantage of what the M1 chip can do for you in the new architecture. Great question, and the answer is it's to take advantage of what this processor can really do for you.
Okay, cool.
So that's some Apple stuff. And again, Christmas is coming, a lot of new hardware coming out. So if you get new hardware, you need advice on what to buy, how to implement it, give us a ring, shoot us an email. Happy to help. If you can't tell, I'm a little excited about this one, so really call and talk to me. But Alicia, what's happening in the Intuit world? What's with QuickBooks?
Yeah, so thanks for asking. I actually have been really jazzed about a new feature that's being rolled out right now that you might see, you might not see quite yet, called QuickBooks Cash. It's not available to the accountants, so if you're using QuickBooks OA, QBO OA, QuickBooks Online for Accountants, you're not going to see it yet. It's only on the business owner side of things, the master administrator, but it actually is a checking account that's built into QuickBooks. So you just turn it on, they give you a debit card with it, and then you get automatic enrollment into QuickBooks Payments, which is the merchant services, or if you are already using QuickBooks Payments, you can use your existing account. But all of your credit card receipts come in and go into QuickBooks Payments. And then what's super cool about it is, if you've ever heard of Profit First, it's a theory that if you're going to get anywhere in business and get what you want personally out of it and your rewards, the best thing that you can do is actually create separate bank accounts for, like, this is going to be my vacation that I'm going to take, and this is pulling out my profit first, and this is setting aside money for hardware, like I want that new M1 chip, so setting aside money to buy technology, or rainy day fund, or payroll. And even the QuickBooks payroll is built in from it, and it will pay your payroll out of QuickBooks Cash. But the idea is that QuickBooks Cash, all the merchant services goes into it, and then you portion it out to these different envelopes of cash for saving for different things, and you create yourself kind of a savings management system. And I've worked with it for, I think, 3 or 4 clients now, and I really like it. You know, it's still version 1. There's some things I wish it did differently, but my feedback, they always listen. So I'm sure I will help it become an even better product. But if that sounds interesting to you, to have a business checking account that you just, maybe you don't even have a business checking account, you've been commingling with your personal and your business, or you have a business checking account, but it would be handy to set aside your taxes, this cash flow bank account is pretty darn cool. And I'll be having a course come out about it soon, and I'm more than happy to help you take a look at it for yourself.
So if you glaze over when she starts talking like that, like I do, come and learn what all that meant, because it did make me think of one interesting thing, though, as far as the first version of it. And anytime we have a first version, it may be a little buggy, right? It may have some issues that they need to work out. And of course, Apple just came out with their new version 11 of Mac OS, which is called Big Sur. And they actually launched at 11.0.1. Why? Because it was so buggy. And it got nicknamed Mac OS Bug Sur. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they actually did online. They were referring to this as, instead of Big Sur, it was Bug Sur. But just 2 days ago, 11.1 came out. So we're not at the 11.0.1 level anymore. We're at 11.1, which means, in my opinion, it's actually safe to go to Big Sur now. They've chased out the major bugs, or there's still some issues. Always, right? Wait for 11.2 or 11.3 if you're really worried about it. But if you're an early adopter and you've just been waiting, I've been telling my clients to wait. I am now going to open the floodgates and say Big Sur is RoyalWise approved. You can probably go ahead and upgrade to it if you want to, or if you need to. If you've got any problems with that, reach out. We're happy to help and give some good advice.
Excellent.
Got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, I got one more thing, and that is I want to wish everybody a happy holidays, a happy Hanukkah. We just had a great Hanukkah meal last night. I want to Merry Christmas, all that. I want to show off my ugly sweater. There's my Yoda. 'Tis the season.
To be jolly.
To be jolly it is. There we go. You can actually see through Yoda because he's green. There's the green screen. Love it. What do you got there?
And I got Get Lit.
There we go. The Hanukkah menorah. Beautiful. So with that, thank everybody for spending just a couple minutes letting us kind of catch you up. We're going to be doing live from the Owl's Nest every couple weeks, bringing what we're experiencing, what we're seeing, what's happening in the field, anything that we think you guys need to know about.
Well, thanks for watching.
Great. Thanks, guys.
See you in the next class.